tax cap, which would have been really, really ugly for the owner, Mikhail Prokhorov.
Right.
Basically, in short, the transition is this. They got rid of Darren Williams, which he needed to do, and now they're trying to build for the future. They've basically given away all their assets to the Boston Celtics in the Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Jason Terry trade. They really don't have any first-round picks till basically this decade, about 2019 at the very earliest.
Right.
So right now it's transition time for the Brooklyn Nets.
All right, well, what are your thoughts on their backcourt specifically? I know you mentioned Darren Williams being shipped off, so do you think Jarrett Jack can run the show? If not, is there somebody in that backcourt we should be looking at, as somebody who's going to step up?
Well, I think a lot of Brooklyn Nets fans are going to hate me for this, but I do not like Jarrett Jack at all.
Ooh.
Jarrett Jack is not the answer. I understand they had to get rid of Darren Williams. They paid him $27.5 million just to go away, but they never replaced him. Jarrett Jack played well at times last year, but at that time he was the lesser of two evils. He's a shoot-first point guard. I haven't liked him during the preseason. Let me put you in this perspective. The Brooklyn Nets have played 3 games. They've lost to a team from Turkey that I can't even pronounce their name, and they've lost to the Philadelphia 76ers, who y'all just finished talking trash about. Jarrett Jack played in both of those games. They beat the Brooklyn Nets beat Detroit Pistons. He wasn't sitting. Shane Larkin was the starting point guard, scored 17 points, had 5 assists. You do the math. So right now they've given a truckload of money to Brook Lopez. They've given a truckload of money, and they overpaid him, to Thaddeus Young. Those are the cornerstones of the franchise. They need the ball. Right now they do not need a shoot first, shoot second. Maybe if we think about it, I'll shoot again, and if I'm in trouble or somebody threatens to sit me down on the bench, maybe I'll pass the ball. And then you got to understand they have Joe Johnson as well, whose nickname is ISO Joe. So basically, I feel right now they have. It's funny. The starting backcourt is
not to cut you off, but here's the thing though, right? Brook Lopez, right? If healthy, is he a franchise player?
He better be. They're giving him max. They're giving him max money. Here's the thing with Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez is the best center in the Eastern Conference. If healthy. You got to understand if he's healthy.
Ooh, interesting.
No one can really stop him on the block. You remember, Danny, I was on your radio show just before the playoffs last year, and you said, try to sell me on how the Brooklyn Nets could beat the Atlanta Hawks.
Mm-hmm.
I told you that, yes, Atlanta would be the winning 6, but I said Brook Lopez would beast the Atlanta Hawks, which he did. Al Horford, the front line of the Atlanta Hawks were getting smoked by Brook Lopez. He's got that much talent on the offensive end. His problem is he can't defend
or rebound.
He doesn't rebound at all, and he's very soft he's really soft in the paint. He can't take a lot of punishment.
Right.
There's a reason why Mason Plumlee started for the Brooklyn Nets last year for 28 games. It's because he brings that energy, and he's gonna crash the boards every single night. Brook Lopez does not do that. And to be totally honest, it was really embarrassing to watch to see his rebounding totals against the 76ers. He got like 2 or 3 rebounds. We're talking about he was playing against Jahlil Okafor and a guy from UNLV that was never even drafted. And that's all you can get is 3 rebounds. Lionel Hollins is not going to go for that. But is he the franchise player? Yeah, we ain't got no choice now. They done paid $60 million to him. Yes, he's a franchise player.
Well, speaking of Lionel Hollins, is he the right coach for this team?
Yes, he is. Lionel Hollins is a great coach, and the Brooklyn Nets need to be very, very glad they have him. Because you got to understand something. The Brooklyn Nets have had a revolving door of head coaches over the last 4 years. You remember they had Avery Johnson. They fired him after he won Coach of the Year in November. And then in the middle of December, he got fired. Then P.J. Carlesimo was interim tag. He wasn't retained. The Jason Kidd fiasco, which I will call a fiasco, and now Lionel Hollins. And you got to understand, Lionel Hollins was close to getting fired last year. Right around with the sale of the trade, he was rumored to be fired. Look at what the Memphis Grizzlies are in the Western Conference. You see how tough they are. You see the foundation of what they've done. Lionel Hollins put that together. This team, He has a no-nonsense mentality. He's a guy that can actually coach these players up and show them the right way of playing basketball. That's what they're going to need right now, especially with players that are basically got minimum wage contracts and some players that are one foot in Brooklyn and another in China. He is the perfect coach for the lineup for the Brooklyn Nets right now.
Jeez. Here's another thing. What do you think with everything that you talked about the Nets? What is the biggest strength of the team?
The biggest strength of the team is going to be identity. It's going to be the identity. Gone are the days of, I think Shaquille O'Neal and the TNT crew used to call it pretty ball. The guys that feel like they can come out on the basketball court and turn it on when they felt like it and win on talent alone. With this team, I think that they're going to play tough and they're going to compete every single night because this is not a talented squad. But sometimes if you play hard and you play together and you have a proper system put together, which is going to be built on the defensive end because Lionel Hollins is a defensive coach, I think they're going to be okay. That's the strength, right along with Brook Lopez and his ability to score in the post. Can't nobody stop him in the post in the Eastern Conference, period.
Real quick, just yes or no, can they be the better of the two New York teams?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So,
and I'm a Knicks fan, so yeah.
All right, Ron, before we let you out of here, we're going to play a quick game of 3-point play. 3 questions, 30 seconds. We're getting close to the break. So, Paul, start it off.
All right. 30 seconds. Let's see. Who is the leading scorer for the Nets this year?
Jarrett Jack.
You didn't sound too excited about that.
Mark, you go.
Will rookie Rondé Hollis Jefferson play any meaningful minutes this year?
Yes, because he's the best. He's the best wing defender.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Last question: does Joe Johnson make it to the All-Star game as a member of the Brooklyn Nets?
Yes, because they need to keep his $25 million contract to get it off the books. And on top of that, they're not going to take back any assets from any bad contracts from any other teams at this point. They can't do what they've been doing for the last 5 years. He's going to stay in Brooklyn basically the whole year.
Well, Ronald, before we let you out of here, we want to thank you for coming on the show tonight. But real quickly, how does everybody get in contact with you on social media?
You can contact me at Sport World Order on Twitter. At Sport World Order on Twitter. Just get at me at Ronald Agers at yahoo.com. You can see my work on Brooklyn'sFinestBlog.com. We got some real exciting things going on. We got a new editor-in-chief, Paul Mitchell, real talented guy. We got some things working out. We got a podcast coming. That's the things to look out for right now.
And pretty soon, Mr. Agers will also be joining us on www.fcpradio.com. Throwing some commentary on there as well, too. We can't wait to have you on there, Ronald.
Yes, and I'm very, very excited over that, man. It's going to be a real, real great partnership.
Thanks for joining us, man.
We're going to go to break.
Right.
We're going to go to break, and after the break, we're talking everything Southwest Division with our good friend Rosalind Ross. This is NBA Full Court Press Radio, sponsored by SOFOELLC. We'll see you after the break.